In this nugget, we're going to walk through the steps that you can use to build and use a rainbow table to crack a password from a SAM database. So here's FGDump, and we'll right click and we'll extract all those files to a folder of the same name. So we'll extract those files. So next, let's open up a command prompt. And right here from the Windows 10 machine, let's go to the downloads folder and the subsequent folder for FGDump. And then we'll use that tool to get a copy of the hashes from the SAM database over on the Windows 2012 server. So let's change directory over to downloads. Then we'll move into the folder FGDump -2. etc. etc. And we'll do a directory to see the contents there. And here's our little application FGDump. So we'll type in FGDump. -H is for what host do you want to pull the SAM database from, and that's 192.168.1.212. That's our Windows 2012 server. Then we're going to specify the username with the -U, and that is administrator. We learned that through our Cain enable attack. And then we'll do a -P and supply the password, which is nugget !23, and press enter. So what that's going to do is going out, it's extracting the hashes from the SAM database, which we can then use as part of our RainbowCrack. While that's cooking, let's go back to our downloads folder. Click on extract, and then go ahead and launch, and we'll run it. So in the title it says WinRTGen version 2.8 rainbow table generator by MAO, as in laughing. So to create a rainbow table, we simply click on add table. You specify the type of hash you want to generate it for. In our case, it's going to be an NTLM. We can specify lots of details, including the minimum length, the maximum length, the character set that we're looking for. Do we want to look for just alpha or alphanumeric with special characters, etc.? So for our demonstration, if we said alphanumeric right here, it has all uppercase alpha characters plus numerics. If we want to go upper and lowercase, we simply find the option that allows that. So here we have mixed alpha numeric all, which is upper and lowercase alpha, special characters, numerics, and more. It's also showing us right here that it would be approximately 610 megabytes as a result. And if we want to find out how long that would take to generate, we can click on the benchmark button down here, and it's showing us to generate that table, it would take about 6.4 hours. And even though it takes so long, the success probability isn't great. A rainbow table that we could download from the internet, for example, may be hundreds of gigabytes in size. So for our purposes in our lab, if we did something more simple, like if we just did lower alpha, and we said for the key length, let's only check between 3 and let's go 3 to 3. Because I know I set a password for that user with just 3 characters. And for the chain count, I'm going to bring off a 0 off of that simply so it won't be quite as big. And if we click on benchmark, here it's specifying that the table computation time is about 26 minutes. So this is an example of a graphical user interface that we could use to generate a rainbow table. Other tools like OffCrack, you can download some sets of rainbow tables so you don't have to generate them yourself. If we want to generate a rainbow table through a command line tool, for example, one provided by RainbowCrack, we could simply change directory to go up one folder, and there's our RainbowCrack app, but it's still zipped up. So if we wanted to unzip that, we could go back to Explorer, go to our downloads folder, right-click on RainbowCrack, and simply extract it. And then in that folder, there's a program called RTGen. So if we go back to the command line and type in CD space R and tab it out, that'll take us to that folder. And then we'll change further into the RainbowCrack subfolder and do a dir. So regarding RTGen right there, if we needed context-sensitive help for it, we could type in RTGen space /?. And here it has examples on the usage for this command line tool. So if we typed in, for example, RTGen space, and we want to solve for NTLM space, and let's use lower alpha, which would just represent lowercase alpha characters. Then the next parameters are the min length, the max length. So we'll go ahead and use 3 for the min length and 3 for the max. And that's just going to be quicker in generating this rainbow table for us. For the table index, I'm going to use 0. For the chain length, I'm going to use 3800. And let's see if that's enough to make it happy. And it isn't. So I'm going to hit the up arrow key, and it wants a chain num and a part index. So I'm going to use 3 and 0 and press enter. And some of that is going to depend on the tool that you use and a little maybe Googling to find out which options are appropriate based on the type of rainbow table that you're making. So it's done. It used NTLM. The character set was alpha characters lowercase. And if we do a dir, here's our rainbow table right there that it just created. There's also a tool called RT-sort that I also want to run against that rainbow table. And based on the tools that you're using, there's some README files with each of them that you might want to refer to as you work with getting that specific tool to work for you. So I'm going to type in RT-sort space and then the name of this file. I'm just going to copy it and paste it and press enter. So it basically sorted that rainbow table for us. So if we do a dir, press enter. Now I have a sorted NTLM lower alpha rainbow table that's looking for exactly 3 characters only. And then the RainbowCrack GUI interface is launched by this little application right here, rcrack_GUI.exe. So we could launch that right here, or we could select it through Explorer to launch it. Either way would work great. And I'll press enter. So this tool, this rainbow cracking tool, needs 2 things. It needs the hashes that we're trying to crack, and secondly, it needs to know which tables we want to use. Regarding the hashes, let's go back to the command prompt. Let's go up a couple folders, and let's change directories to fg dump dash etc. and do a dir. And right here is the dump of our SAM database right there. I didn't specify a file name, so it actually put the IP address of the host.pwdump. So if we were to open up that file and take a look at it, I'll do more space and then the name of that file. I'm just going to copy paste it for simplicity purposes. There's the content. So in this output we have administrator, so they haven't changed the administrator name yet, and the :500 represents the default administrator account. Now on Windows 2012, the LM hash is disabled, and that's why it's currently not showing up here, and the NTLM hash is being stored, and that's what we're seeing right here. So in RainbowCrack, let's go ahead and load the entire dump that we got from fgdump. To do that, we'll do File, then we'll select Load NTLM hashes from pwdump, and then we'll go down and we'll find that folder. So that is in the fgdump folder, and there's our actual file right there. So we'll double click on that, and just as a sanity check, there's Billy with the 3-character password, and there's our other accounts as well that are on that Windows 2012 server. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to specify the rainbow table that we created and sorted, and we're going to have RainbowCrack use it. And to do that, we're going to click on the rainbow table option, and from the drop down we can select for a folder of rainbow tables, or we could go for a specific one. Let's search for a specific rainbow table, and in my downloads folder I've got a folder called RainbowCrack, and in RainbowCrack that's where we created the rainbow table, so we'll select that. And when we click on open, it's going to automatically work on cracking those passwords by comparing the hashes that are in that dump file to the hashes that are in the rainbow table. And if there's a match, it can report on what the actual password is. So we'll go ahead and click on open, and it is on its way. And the cool thing about rainbow tables is that even with a huge rainbow table, we should be able to crack a password in maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead, and while that's cranking away, I'm going to put this full screen. So I just got the one for Billy. It's also been trying on every single hash for every single account that was dumped. Although the only one that's going to be 3 characters long is Billy's, which is already solved. So here at the bottom it has some statistics on how it did. So if we were going after just one hash, the calculation time would be a lot quicker because it's comparing all the hashes from the rainbow table against a single hash that we're trying to crack. In this nugget, we've demonstrated 3 basic things. Number 1, we dumped a SAM database. 2, we created rainbow tables. And 3, we used those rainbow tables to crack a password. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.